The NFL playoffs this season have been absolutely incredible thus far. We've seen both number one seeds go one and done. We've seen the Cincinnati Bengals overachieve significantly, and this week we're going to see a number 4 seed host the NFC Championship. However, one of the most impressive things we've seen is the number 6 seed San Francisco 49ers go on the road and upset both the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers. They have had an incredible run so far, and it is not over yet. At their helm is a quarterback who is the cause of a lot of debate, Jimmy Garoppolo. He has done a good job playing within their system, but today I'd like to go through some of his tape from the divisional game against Green Bay. I'll break down 8 plays of Jimmy's that I feel summarize exactly how he played in this game overall. Before we get into the tape, I just want to ask you guys to please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I'm getting back at it after taking a long break from this channel, and I'm going to come at you with a bunch of NFL draft content, and I'll soon have an NFL draft guide. I'm scouting 200 plus players and putting together a draft guide with all my scouting reports. So subscribe to the channel, follow me on Twitter, and with that said, let's get into the video. Alright, so let's start with this play right here. On this play, you're going to get a cover 1 rat concept from Green Bay, which is basically man coverage across the field, and then you get this deep safety just playing over the deep middle, and then this middle linebacker here is just going to be responsible for anything over the middle. So right when Kittle releases, you're going to see this linebacker turns his back just to carry Kittle up the seam a little bit before passing him off to the safety. On the far side, you're going to see these 2 DBs over here in man coverage. Now the nickel takes the number 1 on his wheel route outside, while the outside corner will take Brandon Ayuk on his slant. So there's a lot more cushion here because he's playing off the ball about 8 yards, while this outside corner is carrying that receiver up the sideline. So Jimmy does a great job just taking this snap, dropping back, looking that way, seeing the middle linebacker with his back turned to Kittle, and then seeing that outside corner with all that room, and decides to fire this ball in, fit it right in there to Ayuk, who struggles to bring it in, but this was just overall a great play by Jimmy. Reading that coverage, firing it in there, it's a great start. Alright, so on this next play, we're going to see a combination of excellent defense overall by the Green Bay Packers, but also just some of the limitations you're getting with a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo as your quarterback, and you're kind of going to see the reason why the Niners are moving on from him in the future and going with Trey Lance. On this play right here, you're going to see all the receivers downfield are just strapped up, just nowhere to go with the ball, just no one coming open on this concept. Now, you're also going to see Rashawn Gary, number 52, winning off the edge against this right tackle, just absolutely obliterating him and getting pressure there. If you had a guy like Patrick Mahomes, like Josh Allen, like what I think Trey Lance is going to be, you're going to see him escape to the left behind Trent Williams, find open space, and make something happen down the field. But with Jimmy Garoppolo, he's not mobile like that. He's not great at throwing on the run like that, so you're not going to see that type of play from him. That's what the future of the NFL looks like, and that's why a guy like Jimmy Garoppolo, you can win games with him, especially within Kyle Shanahan's run-heavy offense, and with all these stars on this offense, with Deebo Samuel, with George Kittle, with Brandon Ayuk. But the future of the 49ers, you're going to need a guy like Trey Lance to be able to make plays on plays like this. You're not going to see that from Jimmy Garoppolo. But there is a lot to like overall in his game within the system. Okay, so moving on to this play right here, we're getting an empty 3x2 formation from the San Francisco 49ers, and the Packers are in a variation of quarters coverage. The thing you have to know about quarters and pretty much all 2-high match coverages is that each half of the field is independent from one another in terms of their assignments. So Jimmy Garoppolo sees that deep safety with his back turned to the field side, because he's responsible for Deebo over there. He's got nothing to do with what's going on the boundary. Whereas number 31, that safety, is responsible for carrying George Kittle deep on whatever route he takes 10 yards or deeper. And he's got no help over top. Jimmy Garoppolo sees that field side safety's back turned, has nothing to do with George Kittle, and 31 man-on-man pretty much with George Kittle down the field, and he fires that ball with anticipation, with accuracy, right when Kittle breaks on his route over the middle on that post. Excellent play by Jimmy, reading the coverage, understanding it, and delivering the ball with anticipation, perfect timing and accuracy. Unfortunately, Kittle does drop this pass, but he makes up for it the rest of the night with his play and has his best game of the playoffs by far. Moving on to this play here, it's 3rd and 11 on this play. So Jimmy Garoppolo's pre-snap reads tell him he's not throwing it to Brandon Ayuk on that little out route there, because that's not going to give him the first down. He also doesn't like the look over there for Deebo Samuel on that deep route because there's safety help and just not a good look overall for him. And that safety's also giving him a ton of cushion, so it's just not a lot of space for him to work with there. Kittle's running a short route, that's not getting him a first down, and it's covered pretty well by the defense. So that leaves him with his only option being Juwan Jennings on this little post route right here. That's a perfect decision by Jimmy. I don't think there's anywhere else he could have gone with the ball on this concept, especially in this situation. So good situational awareness by him. And a good ball overall. Like, you couldn't really ask for this ball to be placed anywhere better. Just a tough play to execute, man. You're not expecting Juwan Jennings to come down with this. That safety is right behind him, ready to break on that, and it's a one-handed catch, so you don't really expect anything from that play. I don't really like the play call. I think that's kind of on Kyle Shanahan for this play call, but Jimmy Garoppolo overall did the best he could on this play. Not really expecting the receiver to come down with that ball, but just an accurate ball overall from Jimmy. Moving on to this next play here, you're getting 2 receivers to the field and 2 to the boundary, including the tight end. Jimmy Garoppolo never looks to the boundary whatsoever. Immediately after taking the snap, he drops back, looks to Deebo Samuel on his slant. Deebo easily wins that rep. He's got separation, and Jimmy sees it. He fires that ball in there. Good timing, but you would like this ball to be a little bit more accurate. He underthrows it by just a little bit, forcing Deebo to stop in his tracks and kind of go reach backwards for it, whereas you would like that ball to just lead him forward so he can make his moves after the catch. You know Deebo Samuel's electric with the ball in his hands. So, good decision by Jimmy to go there. Good timing. You would like that ball to be led a little bit forward is all. I really like the play design on this next play, so let's get into it. You see Deebo Samuel initially lined up as a running back and then motions out to the flats. That forces the linebacker to follow him out to the flats where he's responsible. And then you're going to see number 1, but turns into number 2 with the motion. Juwan Jennings, he's going deep, clearing out that corner just for a second, holding him there for just a second, while George Kittle finds the seam between the linebacker and that corner. Now, you would like this ball to come out a little bit earlier, but Jimmy Garoppolo holds it for just an extra second, gives the DB time to turn around and read his eyes, see the ball coming out. Jimmy Garoppolo does a good job making up for his mistake, putting that ball where only George Kittle is getting it. No one is getting that ball other than George Kittle. It's George Kittle or incomplete. And in this case, it was George Kittle making a spectacular one-handed catch. So, great play design. I wish this ball would have come out just a tad earlier before that corner has time to turn around and play that ball. But good throw by Jimmy. Couldn't have been a better throw, and excellent play by George Kittle. This play here ends up being a sack. Now, I think it could have easily been avoided a sack. It's 3rd down and 5. I think it easily could have been a first down if Jimmy makes the right decision on this play. So you're going to see number 44, Kyle Juszczyk, motions out, lines up as a wide receiver. So he's the number 3. He is going deep just to clear out, traffic in that area. And Deebo Samuel is running a deep dig. So this is kind of a dagger concept with the number 2 and number 3. Now, before we talk about Jimmy's decision, I also wanted to point out that there's instant pressure on him. This pocket is collapsing. You're going to see the right tackle just gets absolutely beat, and the pocket collapses on Jimmy, which turns into the sack. Now, I think this could have easily been avoided a sack. So Jimmy's looking down the field. He obviously wants to throw this ball to Deebo over the middle, and rightfully so. It's a well drawn up concept, dagger concept, very common. The defense just plays this exceptionally well. This linebacker here, Devondre Campbell, gets an excellent jam on that fullback, the number 3, who's running the clear route, and that just puts a bunch of traffic in on Deebo over there, finding an open space over that dig. So while the pocket's collapsing, you're getting this linebacker jamming the number 3, and Deebo is struggling to come open over the middle. Meanwhile, you've got Kittle right in front of you, wide open, and it's 3rd down and 5. So if you you feel this pocket collapsing, look to your check down, reliable, best tight end in the league in my opinion, just check that down to him. He's getting that first down for you 9 times out of 10. So I think Jimmy just needs to feel this pocket collapsing, move on from his read of Deebo. It's the right decision to go to Deebo and any other play, but this pocket is collapsing. So just check this ball down to Kittle, get your first down, and move on. So this is the last play I'm going to break down in today's video. So it's a 3rd and 11, and you're going to see Ayuk is split wide to the left, and he's going to run deep over the middle, but there's safety help there, so that's not really a good pre-snap look for Jimmy there. Now, on the boundary side, you're going to see Kittle and Deebo stacked. Deebo's going deep, and that safety is going to help out over top of Deebo. So what that does is you're going to see the running back block and release, and so that linebacker flows over to follow that running back, while the safety is helping out over Deebo. So that leaves the middle of the field wide open, and Jimmy reads that, throws this ball right when Kittle comes out of his break. It's a great route by Kittle, and he picks up an extra 15 yards after the catch. Great read by Jimmy, great timing on the throw, and just overall accuracy. Overall, I think Jimmy Garoppolo played a really good game against Green Bay. We don't see any high-end elite quarterback plays from Jimmy because we know what we're getting from him. He's a mid-tier game manager type quarterback, and that is totally fine. As long as he continues to execute within the offense these next 2 games, the 49ers offense continues to have a dominant run game, and he doesn't make any silly mistakes, the 49ers will be a real threat to the Rams' Super Bowl hopes, and who knows, might even end this season with a ring. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see y'all in the next video.